Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 15th Annual Senior Pinning Ceremony, sponsored by the Renaissance Club. My name is Scott Glossner. I'll be your MC, the guy that makes you laugh, makes you cry. Would everyone please stand? The presentation of the colors tonight will be by the Seneca High School Air Force Junior ROTC. At this time, I'd ask Jonah Mikulski and Brett Thomas, class presidents of the class of 2019, to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would remain standing as we honor the United States of America and the Seneca High School Female Ensemble under the direction of Mr. Rob DeLauro sings our national anthem. Great job, ladies, as always. Spectacular. Wonder how long you'll stand if I don't say you may be seated. Good evening again, everybody. This is my, umpteenth year that I've been asked by the Renaissance advisors to do this. It is a distinct pleasure that they asked me to do it. It's really a special night for me because of the two speakers we have tonight who not only are tremendous educators and really the lifeblood of Seneca High School is sitting just to my left here, these two people. I don't normally sound like this, so I'm a little upset with myself because the voice of Seneca's voice is about to give out, so we'll muddle through. I hope not to step on Mr. Bauer or Mrs. Donahue's toes with their speeches because I don't know what they are going to say. But I'm going to speak directly to both the parents and the students here as a former, well, no, I still am a parent, but a parent of a former Seneca student. I remember it's been many years when my daughter was out there, and this is an evening for both the parents and the students to really take a few minutes to thank each other. From the students, I'm going to talk to you first. I'm sure that many times, especially recently, you don't think your parents are the nicest people in the world, that you want to do something and they don't let you, or you may have done something that you thought was right and maybe they didn't agree with. But I will tell you this, your parents love you unconditionally. They loved you when you were born. They loved you when you first stepped on a school bus to go to kindergarten. And that was the day they cried, I'm sure, although they won't admit it. And they have watched you grow. And they have done everything within their power to give you the best life you could have. And so at some point throughout the course of this evening, I want you to turn to your parents, whether it's mom, dad, guardians, whomever it might be, and just take a minute to thank them, all right, for what they've done for you. And now to the parents. Parents, raising children in this day and age is very difficult. I'm an old man, so when I was growing up, I was sent to my room and there was nothing in my room. Oh, no, that's not true. I had a black and white TV. Now you can't punish your child by sending them to their room because there's video games, there's iPhones, there's InstaChat and Snapgram. Oh, I mean Instagram and Snapchat. They can tweet, all right? And God knows what else they can do. I just learned how to play Kahoot in my class this week. I'm so excited. But in all seriousness, parents, this is the first step in a journey that is going to end for your child in high school and graduation. Tonight's the senior pinning ceremony. There'll be homecoming dance. There'll be the senior class trip to Disney where you'll have to let them go for 4 or 5 days and trust that they will make good decisions that you have blessed them with. And then that day in June will come when they graduate and they go off to college, and you leave them at a place 8 hours from home, and your daughter or son is so excited that they're at college, and you get in the car and cry for 2.5 hours on the ride home, and your wife turns to you and says, "Are you going to talk to me?" And you look at her and go, "I'm not ready to talk yet." So parents, thank your children, though, for all the pleasure and a little bit of heartache that they've caused you over the years. They are gifts. So I hope you would take the time at some point today, maybe not tonight, but maybe in the next couple of days, to tell each other just how much you mean to one another. Because to me, there is no bond greater than a parent and a child. All right, and that's all I have to say tonight. Well, no, that's not all. That's all for now. Our first speaker will be the assistant principal, director of athletics, director of events. Gosh, he does so many more things than that. But most importantly, he's a man who cares about your kids. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Assistant Principal, Athletic Director of Seneca High School, Mr. Brad Bauer.
Thank you, Mr. Glosser. If you're looking in your program, I'm not Mr. Spector. Unfortunately, he had to go to the Board of Education meeting tonight, so he asked me to step in, and I'm honored to be here to speak to you tonight. He usually uses this opportunity to kind of as a kickoff to a program that we have here at Seneca High School that we are extremely proud of. It's called Prom House 110 Carranza. Those of you who are not familiar with it, it is a drug and alcohol-free event following the prom right here at Seneca. We decorate the hallways, cafeteria, gymnasium like a little shore town, and it's a great event. It is completely funded by donations. We don't fundraise for it. You'll be getting more information about it at the end of the year, but the reason why we take this opportunity is we have seniors, we have parents, and you know, it started many years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago. Mr. Spector and I met with seniors, and a group of girls asked to speak with us following the meeting, and they brought up this idea that they were unhappy after the prom because of what everybody did after the prom down the shore, and they asked for some solutions. So we got together with a group of kids, some student leaders that year in our school, and they came up with this idea of Prom House 110, and it's an amazing event. At the end of the evening, we raffle off probably over $25,000 worth of prizes. We have a great relationship with Medford Ford. Each of the last years that we've had it, they've donated a car to be given away at the end of the evening, and keep our fingers crossed it'll also happen again this year. And again, we're just sharing this with you now because we know, once we get into the school year, kids are going to come, they're going to want you to sign contracts for prom houses, and apparently now they go to Poconos and whatever they do up there. But before you do that, encourage your kids to come to the event. It is an awesome event. We get great attendance. About 85% of our kids do attend, and it's a wonderful event. So we wanted to kind of give that as our kickoff. Senior pinning is an amazing event. What makes this night so special is what the pin represents. It represents all of those days and nights spent raising and caring for your children. Someone once said the following about raising children: the days are long, but the years are short. Every year I come to this ceremony, I'm reminded by parents of how quickly those years pass by. Tonight is about taking a moment to remember all of those other moments that led us to this night tonight. To the students, take the time to thank your parents for what they've done and what they will continue to do. To the parents, take this time to reminisce and recollect all of those moments that make it worth it, both past, present, and in the future. And to all of you, please take advantage of the rest of your time here at Seneca High School to appreciate each other and the time that you have spent here. It goes by way too fast. And in exactly 8 months from today, June 17th, we will all be together again one last time out at the stadium. And I will again be at the podium walking you through your graduation ceremony. My wish for you is that when that night is over, you can all look back at your time here at Seneca as a journey that has led you to fulfillment, satisfaction, and the true happiness that I wish for all of you. Thank you.
Hey, I'm back. I told Mrs. Donahue I was going to cry. Kathy Donahue, before I formally introduce her. Media Center Specialist, Assistant Athletic Director, organizer of anything that goes on here at Seneca High School. Arm twister, who if you want she wants you to do something, she has a certain way where she gets you to do it without even knowing. She's just manipulated you into doing something that you had no intention of doing. It's quite a talent and gift, I might say. I first met Kathy when we started here. She was my assistant golf coach, and we spent a lot of time together, and I learned a lot about Kathy and her lovely husband Jim and her family, and it's just been an honor to call her my friend. It's been an honor to work with her as the Media Center Specialist, as an educator here. It's been an honor to work with her as a golf coach and her being the Assistant Athletic Director. And you know, a lot of times they say people are one of a kind, and that's kind of a cliche, but this is a fact. There is no other person in the world like our keynote speaker tonight, and I give you Mrs. Kathy Donahue.
Thank you, Mr. Glossner. That was quite an introduction. I'd like to really talk tonight a little bit and reiterate what both of my coworkers have talked about. Tonight is an important night because it is a night about family. So, good evening. I'm Kathy Donahue. As you heard, I am the media specialist here. I'm also an assistant athletic director here, and I've been here since we opened 16 years ago. So I'm very honored and privileged to have been invited here tonight. I'd like to thank, first of all, Mrs. Langen, Mrs. Myers, and Miss Mikowski, our 3 Renaissance program advisors. They invited me and asked me to say a few words. So thank you for that. Over 10 years ago, I was here as a parent member in the audience, pinning my son, and then a few years later, my daughter, both of whom were fortunate enough to go to Seneca High School. At the time, I wasn't really sure what to expect or even what this ceremony was really about, but after my participation in it a few times, and especially having been part of this school for a number of years, I feel like I have the background and experience to explain what I think this night is all about. So in my mind, the purpose of this evening is to bring our seniors together with their parents, guardians, and loved ones to publicly and formally recognize their passage into adulthood. This evening's ceremony marks a milestone for our class of 2019. The pin symbolizes our students being officially recognized into our graduating class. The ceremony is important because it designates the start to our seniors' final year as they head into adulthood. And we acknowledge that they still have a lot of school to get through. They have their, all the fun milestones that go with it, the senior prom, the senior trip, the senior prank. But we hope as they embark on their final lap here at Seneca, that they will reflect on how they got here and truly appreciate and enjoy the remaining time here on our campus. So parents and guardians, tonight you will declare that you will continue to be a role model, that you will continue to provide love and support, and that you accept that your child is actually a young adult who is now responsible for their future path. As someone who's now on the other side of this journey, my greatest joy has been to see the successful adults that my own children have become. Treasured as children, our babies bring us pride with every stride they make. And as a parent, I can share that although we all know that time flies, I'll tell you that just when our children turn into these really terrific adults, they leave us, as they should, and they go on to live their own remarkable lives, making their own decisions and developing into these really cool and successful beings. So congratulate yourself on your greatest accomplishment and enjoy this final school year with them. To our students, our seniors, tonight you will declare that you will uphold the trust and faith placed in you by your parents and guardians. You will accept the responsibility of becoming independent, and you will reflect on the love and support that you have received from your family. In a few short months, your lives are all going to change. Many of you will go off to school, and all of you will take another step on the path towards independence. We hope that when you go, you have all the tools that you need to navigate this path. But no matter where you go or what path you choose, we want you to remember the people that helped you to get on your way. We want you to remember the importance of family. Here at Seneca, we actually call ourselves family, and we take great pride in that title. Seneca Family is even our social media hashtag. We recognize how important family is, and we try to model it, we try to believe in it, and we live it with our words and our actions. We hope that our family has been able to add a little love and positivity to your own family's journey. So tonight, as we recognize this true meaning of family and celebrate its virtues, I hope you appreciate the great people that surround you right now. Look beside you. That person standing right there has your back. Lean on them. Ask them for advice or assistance, support, or even just a hug. Let them love you and be sure to love them in return. And make sure that you remember to be there for them and celebrate their accomplishments and milestones as we all complete our final leg of this journey together. I feel so fortunate to have been able to work at Seneca for the past 16 years because it is a place that values its people. And this is what I want to point out. It is the people that make a place special. So this place is terrific because of her people. The staff and students that created this place have made it somewhere that students and staff want to go every single day. And as you continue on your pursuit of independence, remember that who you choose to be will influence everyone who surrounds you. So use your energy as a positive force in all that you do and add your own sprinkle of Seneca family throughout each and every endeavor. Thank you.
At this time, we ask all parents and students to rise as we are going to begin our senior pinning ceremony. And at this time, I call to the podium Renaissance President Katie Donner and her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Donner, to come up and read, and you read along with them, the Parent and Student Creed. Katie Donner and her parents.
Parents, please read the Parents' Creed along with us. I believe in the sanctity of the family and the worth of each of its members. I believe in the obligation each of us has to others in the family. I believe that each of us shares in the joys of our individual achievements. I believe that each of us must accept responsibility for our own shortcomings. I believe that each of us has a responsibility to ensure that we are the best we can be. I believe that as a parent, I must set the example for others to follow. I believe that we are all members of a greater family, and as such have a responsibility to contribute to society and our fellow man for the good of all of us. Now, Katie, will you lead your children in the Seniors' Creed?
Okay. Seniors, please read the Seniors' Creed along with me. I believe that my family will support me in all that I do. I believe that it is important for me to demonstrate my appreciation toward my family. I believe that my family will always be there for me in times of need. I believe in the worth and sanctity of myself and the importance of treating my body with respect. I believe in the importance of helping my fellow man. I believe that I have the capability to do anything I put my mind to doing. I believe in myself.
And now it's time for the pinning pledge. Please be careful when pinning. There are no nurses on duty tonight. It's my pleasure to introduce the class presidents of 2019, Jonah Mikulski and Brett Thomas, along with their families, as they come up and lead you in the pinning pledge.
I don't have, where's the pledge? You have it? Okay. Seniors, please read the pinning pledge along with us. I accept this pin with pride. Wherever I go, I will remember the love, pride, and dignity with which it is given. I will continue to respect and honor my family, my classmates, and my community. Congratulations, parents and seniors. Now, please exchange pins. Parents will wear the bronze pins and seniors will wear the white pins. Oh, yeah.
Right here.
There? I'll put it, oh, all right.
What's that? Easy gun.
Oh, I missed. I meant to put it there.
Yeah, but we have to read something first, don't we? Oh. What do you want?
Spell my name.
Thank you. A couple of remarks before we close the ceremony. To the seniors, members of the class of 2019, congratulations. You have now begun your journey, which some of you are going to enjoy and some of you are going to look back a little nostalgically. Most importantly, though, please wear these pins to graduation, all right? So on the night when you graduate and you put that robe on and your cap and gown, and please wear these pins proudly of that night. Remember what I said earlier, take a few minutes at some point tonight or tomorrow to thank your parents. Parents, do the same to your children. Again, thank you to the Renaissance advisors, Ms. Langdon, Ms. Myers, and Ms. Mikowski. Thank you to Mr. Bauer and Mrs. Donahue, to the parents and class officers and Renaissance presidents. Most of all, though, I would like to say this to the parents. I know how busy your lives are, and it is impressive to me to see so many of you out there tonight to take the time out of what is a very busy and hectic lives that we all have, knowing how important this is to yourself, to your family, and to your children, that you took the time to be here on a Wednesday evening. So give yourselves a nice round of applause.